Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess.Advanced, and this is a game from World Bullet Championship 2023, and this is the match we've all been waiting from. This is from the semi-finals, and this is a game played between Alireza Firouzja and Magnus Carlsen. And if you've been following them both for about 3 years, you know that they played 100-round bullet matches, and where Alireza actually beat Magnus Carlsen, and here Magnus has an opportunity to take revenge, but unfortunately for Magnus, the 26th game, and Magnus is in a must-win situation. And the time format is that players get 45 minutes where they play 1+0 bullet, and they have to get a lead of 2 points to win the round. So Magnus is behind 2 points, and he has to win this game to actually have a chance again to win against Alireza. And here Alireza is the white pieces and even difficult task to beat. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Alireza starts with d4, we have knight to f6 and just knight to c3, and we go into the Indian game, we have g6, e4 and b6, and after knight to f3 we have bishop g7, and just bishop to e2 we have castles, and just a6 and a4, not allowing any bishop jumps. And here Alireza already playing a bit aggressively, going for that a4 move, and we have just e6, and after h3 just b6, and after rook to e1 we have bishop to b7 and bishop to d3. And unfortunately for Magnus was having a lot of mouse trouble. He was mouse slipping a lot, definitely not in his element, and that's very much difficult to play against the player of Alireza's caliber. And Magnus goes for knight to c6, but just bishop to g5, and we have h6 pushing the bishop back, and after bishop to e3 we have just king to h7. We have bishop to c1, and after knight to b4 we have just bishop to f1. Just putting all those bishops back. You don't want to trade any of the pieces. Even a draw is sufficient for Alireza going to the finals. And we have c5, but just bishop to d3, and instead of this bishop to d3, Alireza could have easily actually got an advantage right from the opening by going for this d captures. And after d captures, just bishop to f4, and after queen captures, rook captures, after knight captures, just attacking that rook, and after rook to e2 we have knight to d4 attacking that rook, and we'll mostly see a trade knight captures, c captures, and rook captures, but just knight to d5. You have this very nice attack on the rook, and now you have to go for this e5, but just knight captures on f4, and after rook captures just a5. And even with knight to b5, both players have roughly equal chances, and that's why Alireza didn't want to go into this. And Alireza goes for this bishop to d3, but just c captures, and after knight captures we have just rook to c8, and after knight to f3 we have just e5, going for that central breakthrough, and we have e5 pushing the knight back, and after knight to e4 just knight to e2, and after queen to c7 we have c3, and we see a trade, knight captures, queen captures, and just bishop captures on e5. Just grabbing that pawn, and after knight captures on e5, queen captures, and just queen to e3 we have just queen to g7. You don't want to have those tactics on the board, and Magnus was very much low on the time as well. And we have queen captures on b6, but just bishop to a8, and after bishop to e3 we have just rook to b8, and after queen captures on a6 we have rook captures on b2. We have to grab those pawns, and after f3 we have just knight captures on c3, and after knight to f4 we have e5. And even now Magnus has the edge, but Alireza, as Magnus said, and I quote him, that he is just really so tricky in the shorter time formats. And here Alireza went for knight to d3 and just rook to c2, and here bishop to c5 we have rook to g8, and here this rook to g8 move really Magnus is going to regret it a lot. Here Alireza just took the initiative as he went for this knight captures on e5, and after knight to e2 check we have this rook captures, and after rook captures on c5 we have this rook e1, and after rook to c7 we have queen to d6, and after rook to c8 we have this knight to d7, and you can see that Magnus is backed into a corner. Magnus cannot do anything much but hope that Alireza makes a blunder in this position. And here Magnus goes for queen to d4 check, but just king to h2. And the only way to save this game was, there's just one move to save this game for Magnus. So pause the video and give it a thought and try to find the absolute best defense for Magnus in this position, while I give you a couple of seconds. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and it's not an easy one to spot definitely, because the move is bishop to c6, attacking the knight, not doing anything on the king side. And after knight to f8 check you go for this king to h8, and after rook to e5 you go for this queen to h4, and after rook to e7 you go for this rook captures on e7, after knight captures on g6 first, and we have this f captures, and now going for this rook captures on e7 you have this rook to f8, and after rook to e6 just going for the g6 and its 6 pawn, you have this thankfully queen to f4 check, which trades the queen. So after queen captures, rook captures, and after captures on c6 is grabbing back that piece, you have this king to h7. And even after a5, it is definitely better up pawn, but with perfect play it should be a draw. But Magnus in time scramble actually went for this king to g7, but now the position is completely lost for Magnus. So again, pause the video and try to find the absolute best crushing move for Alireza in this position, which finishes the game off in style, while I give you a couple of seconds. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move. I'm sure you can all see it, and the move is this rook e8. and Magnus definitely, it's a bullet game, so Magnus played on. Magnus won for this rook caps on e8, and after rook captures, we have this rook caps on d7. But here it is a went for this queen to f8, and even with the best defense, if you go for this king to f6, you get this queen to h8 check, and even after king to f5, you just lose your queen. So Magnus just, I think, mouse slipped again, and he went for this king to h7, but it was on this move that on move 40 that Alireza delivered the final blow, as he went for this queen to g8 check. Magnus definitely appreciated the brilliant play by Alireza and gave him a round of applause, and even after losing, definitely is showing true sportsmanship. Kudos to Alireza for going into the finals and defeating Magnus in such a phenomenal play. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming up with another basic game on Just Roll, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you all.